Why does love, usually associated with fulfillment and joy, so often feel like loss, burning, or surrender? In contemporary discourse, love is often described as emotional attachment, mutual validation, and neurochemical bonding. These models explain closeness and comfort, but they do not explain transformation. Jalaluddin Rumi redefines love as a catalyst of change. For him, love is not merely an emotion, but a force that reorganizes identity. The fire of love dissolves what is not essential, so that what is essential can appear. Love is the energy through which the real becomes conscious of itself, through the human being in the modern view. Love is often transactional. People seek partners and communities that confirm an existing self-image, someone who gets me, someone who completes me. Neuroscience maps early-stage romantic love to dopamine reward learning, oxytocin bonding, and attachment systems that reduce threat sensitivity. This explains attraction and bonding, but not the self-transcending experiences of devotion or selfless care. The ego seeks continuity and control. Deep intimacy threatens that control, producing ambivalence. The same relationship can feel like home and danger. Rumi's answer is that love destabilizes, not dignity, but the illusion of separateness. Love burns away the rigid self-model that resists reality's unity. The pain is the friction of reorganization. Rumi's writings describe love as the agent of transformation. It burns the egoic patterning so that the real can see itself through a clarified soul. The fire of love burns away everything except the beloved. This is not moral self-negation, but the falling away of what is defensive. Love dissolves the self into unity without erasing personhood. Love annihilates the rigid, separative self. In Sufi terms, this is annihilation, followed by subsistence. The false falls away, the real endures. The ego divides experience into I versus you. Love crosses that boundary, reorganizing the self-model. Neuroscience supports this parallel. When the brain's self-referential systems quiet during meditation or certain altered states, people report unity and interconnectedness. Love's fire does not destroy essence. It consumes the illusion of absolute autonomy. What remains is unfragmented awareness, the beloved for Rumi. Lover and beloved are not two beings, but two perspectives within one field of awareness. The beloved is a mirror revealing hidden aspects of the self. When the mirror is used for control, when used for recognition, it clarifies. Romantic love often reenacts early bonding patterns, but Rumi expands the view. Every relationship is a mirror for remembering the source. When projection ceases, love becomes a window to being. Empathy and shared perception arise from our social nature. Love is shared seeing rather than exchange. The beloved outside reflects the beloved within. If love is a fire, pain is its heat. Transformation feels disorienting because it challenges identity. The wound is the place where the light enters. Pain becomes informative when interpreted, not idolized. Psychological and neuroscientific studies show that under supportive conditions, suffering can catalyze growth and integration. After heartbreak or loss, people often reassess meaning. This is not regression, but invitation. Pain exposes overattachment and invites clearer love. Pain is not the opposite of love, but its refining force. Without fire, metal remains impure. Without the wound, the heart remains closed. The culmination of Rumi's path is surrender. This is not resignation, but alignment with a greater order of being. The ego resists because it confuses surrender with erasure. In truth, Surrender is participation in reality. Flow states and mindfulness both demonstrate that freedom increases when self-conscious control relaxes. Surrender appears as shifts from performance to presence, from compulsion to choice, from ownership to stewardship. Love completes its work when there is no defensive self left to protect. What remains is effortless being, aware yet unguarded. Rumi's paradox of destruction and fulfillment resolves when seen clearly. What dies is the narrative self, the story that equates control with safety. What lives is the witnessing awareness capable of intimacy with reality. Love burns the storylines and illuminates the witness. The fire of love annihilates only illusion. Reality remains unified. To live Rumi's fire today, recognize egoic patterns. Notice when care turns into control or image protection. Naming the pattern helps loosen it. Reframe pain as signal. When hurt arises, ask what belief is being burned away. Let emotion reveal rather than conceal. Practice vulnerable presence. Speak from specificity, not performance. Share concrete inner details to invite empathy. Meditate regularly. Attend to breath, note stories, and return to sensation. This loosens identification and softens inner rigidity. Transform emotion through service or creativity. Channel energy into meaningful, prosocial action. Create relational practices for surrender. Share silence. Assume good intent. And reflect on where love invited letting go. Love's fire is not a call for boundaryless behavior. Healthy differentiation supports safety and integrity. If pain is overwhelming, professional support ensures integration, not collapse. Use emotional heat as fuel. Let it expose and soften the rigid self-model, while preserving dignity and care. Rumi's insight can be stated plainly. Love is a transformative force that reorganizes identity toward reality. Modern science aligns with this through mechanisms of self-modal loosening, improved regulation, and flow. The self that burns is the configuration that cannot sustain deep connection, the structure built to avoid loss. When it dissolves, presence becomes more available and care less defensive. What remains is clarity, the capacity to relate without turning others into instruments for self-protection. The fire of love is not meant to destroy you. It reveals that what can burn is only the part that mistakes separation for identity. When the burning is complete, the light that remains is what you wanted from the beginning. Reality, seen clearly and shared,